Conservative fundamental Baptist becomes woke socialist. Now, before you jump to conclusions or make any assumptions about me, or perhaps write a nasty comment, I'd like to let you know that I received a Bachelor of Divinity in Theology from a fundamental Baptist college in the United States. I've spent thousands of hours studying the Bible, and have received pretty much a grade 100 on nearly every sermon I submitted within my college. I've memorized the book of James, 2nd John, 3rd John, first 3.5 chapters of Galatians, and most of the verses after that, just a little bit scrambled up. Memorized, again, most verses in the Proverbs, but again, they're also scrambled up. So to think that I'm ignorant of theology would be a lie. So you might beg the question, why did I abandon conservatism? Why did I abandon capitalism? Well, a simple answer. Facts, logic, and truth made me abandon these things. I would say it is largely through people like Ben Shapiro, Liz Wheeler, and other popular conservatives that I embraced this ideology. And how did I embrace this? Because they were misrepresenting the facts, they were misrepresenting the truth, and they were misrepresenting the opposition. They would consistently strawman socialism and socialist and the leftist ideology, so that they could somehow make themselves look better. To be honest, I had a hard time finding out what the other side believed, because YouTube is mostly dominated by conservatives, and they actually tend to demonetize anyone that agrees with this sort of viewpoint. Thankfully, YouTube eventually recommended me a video by Second Thought YouTube channel, and it's this video which would shift my view towards socialism. And I began to realize how conservatives consistently misrepresented their opposition and strawmanned them as well in order to make themselves look better, or in order to give them what appeared to be an intellectual or factual advantage, when in reality, they were not abiding according to the facts. They did not care for the facts. Conservatives consistently push this false narrative that the United States is somehow the greatest country in the world. But according to what metrics? According to what facts? According to what statistical data? What, is it the greatest country in the world just because you're born there? How does that make any sense anyway? And so after I upload this video, I plan on releasing a series of videos about why America absolutely sucks. I plan on going through different measurements such as healthcare, income inequality, discrimination, misogyny, etc. Again, most of these issues are completely ignored by conservatives, and I honestly doubt I'll be able to persuade any of them. But at least I'm putting the facts out there, and that's what matters. The reality is socialism represents Christianity far better than conservatism. Throughout the Gospels, Jesus Christ consistently emphasized giving to the poor. He also said that rich men will not enter into the kingdom of heaven. And the capitalist might argue that it is only the love of money which is the root of all evil. Well, is not capitalism the love of money? I mean, what else is it? To be honest, in all my years of attending church, I don't recall ever once hearing a sermon about giving to the poor. This is quite unfortunate considering Jesus Christ consistently emphasized this. Now, why did I change my mind, and why did I become a socialist? Well, that's because I never assumed that what I presently believed was correct or right or somehow factual. I knew that there's always a certain amount of information that I had not yet obtained. And unfortunately, most people assume that what they already believe is somehow correct, and they never really look for evidence to the contrary. To be honest, I don't like associating myself with groups. I don't like to consider myself a Christian or an atheist or a Buddhist or a Hindu or whatever, because I think if you associate yourself with groups, it makes you less inclined to search out the opposing views. You should never assume that you know everything, or assume that what you believe is somehow correct. You should always be looking for the truth and searching for the truth and obtaining more knowledge. There is so much information in this world that you could spend your entire life learning and you'd still never learn even 0.01% of what is to be obtained. Now, were there any motivating factors for me to switch my opinions or to become a socialist? No, actually there are motivating factors to the contrary. Most of the Christians I know will undoubtedly be less inclined to support me financially or emotionally. Or maybe I'll even lose their friendship. Thing is, if I lose their friendship over changing my opinions, or just because I believe something differently than them, were they really my friends to begin with? I mean, why would you lose your friendship just because you have a different opinion? That seems very immature, to be honest with you. The truth is more important than money or friendship, and that is how we should live. We should abide by the truth. We should consider it the most important thing that we seek.